Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be today with Violeta Bulc. She has been the European Commissioner for Transport, and she's also now the curator for Ecocivilization. So, hello, Violeta. Thanks for being here today.
Hello, Thomas. It's a great pleasure and honor to discuss some interesting topics with you today.
Thank you, Violeta. So, Violeta, maybe I'll let you because there's so much I'm sure I don't know about yourself, and you have done so many things. So maybe first would be to let you introduce yourself.
Well, in short, all my life, I've been very passionate about structure systems, the way how we coexist, the way how we help each other to evolve. And As a little kid, I grew up in a small village, and the nature, the trees, the meadows, the river were my home base. So I think I still carry that spirit within me, and it's constantly inspiring me to look for solutions to challenges that we have to face as humans in the nature. We are part of nature. I mean, often we say that, nature and humanity, or nature and people, but I think it's time that we actually understand, acknowledge, and start using this as a integrated part of our thinking and our attitude to life, is that we are part of nature, and that the nature is there to work with us and we with her. And when we understand the laws of nature well, then the humanity prospers as well. So that has been my inspiration. What you mentioned, my political sort of career, that was part of my life as well. But even when I was there, I really tried to bring the system thinking and system logic and participatory modeling and engagement of people to the political circles, where I was amazed how much you can do if you actually follow that path. And this is some sort of untapped potential in political systems, is really this engagement and participatory decision-making processes that hasn't been really utilized largely. So that drives me forward. And this idea of eco-civilization that you mentioned, I got introduced, or maybe was awakened by International System Science Society and one congress that we had. I was working with the incredible group of system scientists as a group who prepared the conference on civilizational paradigms. And for the first time, I understood that, we might just be the generation who will co-create this new civilizational paradigm that is usually very closely connected to climate changes as well. So if you take a look at the last 50,000 years, you will see that most of the civilizational paradigms were somehow fostered or even provoked by big climate changes, and by the type of leadership that societies at the time, or civilizations, had. And many times in the time of crisis, the leadership failed to actually offer civilization a good way forward. And that's why this is yet another topic. So structures and the way how we lead, the way how we organize are very much my motivation for my engagements now.
Wonderful. So obviously a lot of overlap and resonance with my work and book, Politics of Being, Wisdom and Science for a New Development Paradigm. So I know you have been very supportive from since we connect already a year ago. Can you tell us a little bit what you thought about this book, this reflection, and how it relates to your own thinking and work?
By all means, Thomas, it was a really great that we connected, that we met, and I was able to follow your last stage of the development of the book and the way how you grew with it, and the way how it started to vibrate in the broader global space. I think one of the really important messages that the book is sending out is that it's time to move away from this entanglement with suffering and to really ensure this inner freedom that is within us. And your book is full of that. It's full of positive encouragement, great historical, basically evidence, and also tools how we can actually do that. I also was very much inspired, and that's where we connect well also with the Ecocivilization movement, is when you say that, I'm not sure if I'm going to quote exactly, but I think the point was that our material reality will somehow always stay mysterious. Yeah. And your argument that just talks so much in a favor of system thinking says that that the reason for that is because it's intertwined with all other realities, like spiritual reality, emotional reality, and they can never be taken as separate systems. So this system approach to life, this system vision, that's what the essence of Ecocivilization is all about. And somehow the vision around Ecocivilization says that we are at the verge of new civilizational paradigms. We see so much decadency around us that you need to be really blind not to acknowledge that, especially if you learn from the past 50,000 years at least. And Ecocivilization basically is offering some sort of framework. It's holding space for all these ideas, how we can organize ourselves in the future, how we can engage with each other, and hold a space that all these practices are shared, that we're learning on a global scale from each other. That's the basic mission of Ecocivilization. We do believe that the next civilizational paradigm will come from the global consciousnesses. I can see so much of that emerging from your book as well. So one of the core messages is, which we can see in your book too, is that it's time for connect. It's time to connect from all over the world, the thoughts, the best practices, and not only contemporary one, but as your book is also showing, we need to go way back, and it's maybe our generation, the one that can bring forward and interconnect the old civilizational wisdom and knowledge with the current ones, current experiences, and together we can address the challenges that are ahead of us. So here I see a very close collaboration also in the future from a different points of view, but as long as we ensure that there is a flow, and that the flow helps us to exchange wisdoms and knowledge and experiences that we gather, that will empower all of us, and it will bring the prosperity to much broader societies than very focused or separate action or point or development of ideas.
Thank you, Violeta. I think we are really on the same page, and it's as you say, now we might be this generation. In the book, you may have seen this quote from a Crazy Horse. We said, I see a times of 7 generations, and when you do the math, you look at when Crazy Horse say that, well, 7 generation is basically now, as also many some traditions have announced. I was as you know, I've my spiritual journey very much started in Mexico 10 years before this kind of when I first heard about this Mayan prophecy, etc. So you see that coming from many different perspectives. Maybe to conclude, I'd like to ask you, so what do you think is the potential for this political shift towards an eco-civilization, towards a politics of being? how do you see this potential, maybe in particular in Europe, as you know very well, that political space?
Well, let me be first a little bit critical and saying that a political pillar, along with few others of power, are really the areas where transformation hasn't happened yet. The political pillar is probably the pillar with the least educated and enlightened people. And that's the nature of the system. So it attracts people like that, and it pushes out people who don't fit into that framework, especially because it's very closely intertwined with the influential lobbyist networks of corporations, of aristocracy, of science, and many other religion. And these are old structures that are basically choking us now because they're defending itself. Yeah, they want to exist even further, even though they're bringing lots of destruction to the overall well-being on the planet Earth, and we can see the consequences. So instead of attacking and instead of just destroying everything, I'm very much in favor of evolutionary approach, and that can happen only if we continuously build bridges and soften the edges where the innovative approaches and innovative collaborative schemes can evolve and step by step basically bring more community spirit in the way how we live again, but with a new modern twist. I'm not saying that technology is bad. Technology is a great contributor, and we see that in you as well, but it has to serve the well-being of people, not basically destroy them and concentrate the power in some sort of very limited circles. I think the future of politics is great, and this book can actually open many hearts, many spirits of many people. So I hope it will come in the hands of politicians, and we find a way that actually they read it, or at least they listen to some parts of it. Or even if it just sits on the table and on the desks and it vibrates, that probably can do some good as well. So definitely the political structures need to be encouraged and we together need to restructure them, reinvent them to serve the modern societies. So the work has just started. There is a long way ahead, but the strength will come from collaboration, from co-creation, and I hope also our collaboration will continue and we'll find the ways how to hold space for many more transformations in the areas and within the teams where the old mindset is still dominating.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Violeta. I look very much forward to developing our collaboration. It's a real pleasure and honor to walk this path with you. Thank you.
Same here. Thank you very much, Thomas, and all the best. And keep driving and keep following your flow. It's exciting one, and we all can learn from that as well.
Thanks a lot, and thanks for your advice before we did this recording. And when I said, how politics of being is evolving and getting more successful, and the one advice you told me was just keep on your flow and don't let absorb you by the media, etc. That at some point may leave you empty, and just focus on the heart-to-heart connection. So thank you very much for this advice. I will really stay with me.
Thanks a lot, Thomas, and all the best.